Yes, yeah. Welcome to episode number 123 of the Klyph Notes podcast. Hey, yo, excited for this one. This is a conversation I've wanted to have for a while. Really, a lot of it was curiosity on my own part because this is someone who I've admired for a minute since I've gotten an opportunity to know him. A member of the Portland hip-hop community, definitely a skilled MC, for real. But so much more than that, man. And when you hear the conversation, you'll get an opportunity to hear some of the other things that he is involved in, some of the other things that he excels at. Truly as an artist, man. So it's really dope to be able to have this conversation and then share it with you on this platform. You'll also get a sense of, it was kind of a dual reason why you're just getting an opportunity to hear this conversation. So you get to hear about all of that, man. Remember, the Klyph Notes podcast is available everywhere you listen to podcasts. And, you know, it goes a long way if you share it with your peoples, man. Tell them to tap in. Tell them to rate and comment and 5-star and all of that stuff, man. But yeah, man, everywhere you get audio, you can get this podcast. So be sure to tap in. Also, remember, mic check's coming up. And if you coming through, consider getting them pre-sale tickets, man. Plus, you save yourself a couple bucks, you know what I mean? Goes down August the 20th. Looking forward to seeing you in the building. All right, y'all. Let's get into this conversation with the homie, Rambo Rich, on the Klyph Notes podcast. Support for the Klyph Notes podcast comes from Akepele Apparel, an idea born from a love of hip-hop, funk, and soul music and its surrounding cultures. With fashion being a huge visual part of the cultures, they've created expressive images to pay homage, invoke nostalgia, and showcase the elements that make up the lifestyle and cultures of these genres. Akepele, apparel for the music lifestyle. For more information, check out akepele.com. That's AKEPELE.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, the show you're about to listen to may contain explicit content. So guess what? You need to put them babies to sleep. This is for grown folks only. So we're not held liable for anything you might be offended by. Thank you for listening.
Yes, y'all. We are back. It's another episode of the Klyph Notes podcast. Appreciate y'all tapping in, man. From all over the planet. I see you. I appreciate you. I'm gonna do the typical podcast thing. Subscribe and rate and comment and tell your peoples, you know what I mean, to subscribe and rate and comment. Yo, this one's been a long time coming, man. I'm really excited for this one. A lot of times, I know I say that oftentimes, but this one is this is one of those interviews where I'm excited to share a bunch of stuff with y'all, but I'm actually really excited to get to I got questions. Yeah, I mean, I got questions. Got the homie Rambo Rich on the Klyph Notes podcast. What's good?
Hey.
How you doing, bro?
Man, I'm wonderful.
That's what's up, B. That's what's up. Yo, it's nuts because so we've known one another for a minute. How long you been in the Portland area now?
About 8 of them now.
Okay, that's what's up. I was trying to think back to where we connected, where we met. I'm sure that it had to have been out at an event. It might have been a mic check. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Just I knew your reputation preceded itself, so I knew who you was before you knew me. So I just ran up. I was coming to an event. I'm like, oh, this was like a mic check, and you know what? I know exactly which one it was now.
Huh.
It was the McMenamin show. Wham was there.
Oh, the team backpack situation?
And I got up on stage and rhymed. No. It wasn't Team Backpack. It was something else. And Theory was on stage DJing. And it was a bunch of people there. OG was there. You was there. It was a big. I can't remember the event. It was a big event.
Okay. It might have been a Beats and Rhymes thing.
It was.
Okay.
It was a Beats and Rhymes joint.
Okay.
But I ran up on you and was like, man, I see what you're doing. You doing the DJ stuff, and man, I'm a fan. And I just shook hand, was like, good to meet you.
That's what's up, B. That's what's up. Well, so then you get to know people, and then you start connecting and start following, and I think you used to tag it even, like when you would post pictures and stuff, bro. You literally would be everywhere, like
oh yeah,
everywhere. B, like, cause we talking years ago. There was so many events happening throughout the city, right? And which is cool, but it was crazy because it was hard to try to get out to support everybody, to get to everybody's events. You know what I mean? You was at every event that was going on in the city. You see Rambo pop up here, Rambo pop up there, which I just think is cool. And now watching you, getting to know you and see how you continue to move, you realize that is literally how you move. Like, you do things. We're going to get into some specific things, but you literally do things to support the scene and to support people, which I think is so dope. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
But I want to go back, B. I want to go back. I was really just taken by your skills, man, by like your rhymes. Like, you a true MC. You know what I mean? So talk to me about that, man. Talk to me about like where that came from. Your how you got started being an MC. How you caught the bug.
Man, the bug on the MC tip. I can't even, honestly, it wasn't even like, music is another question, but just the MC part, I can't even really pinpoint one MC. But I just knew when I found out like what hip hop was, it was just like, damn, I want to do that. Like, that's it. Yeah. I just knew that. But I was in love with music when I first heard it, like just music in general.
Yeah.
But yeah, hip hop, it was like, it was like, it was just it being a thing, like hip hop being a thing. Mm-hmm. And I was just like, that's some cool shit. Mm-hmm. Like, as if like I was in the Bronx when it happened. Word. That's how it affected me it was like, yeah, it wasn't one person. It was just when I knew, what's hip hop? And it affected me like that.
That's what's up. So then talk to me about music. Cause like that's, I know you as an MC, but I continue to learn that there's so much more that when it comes to your talent, the things that you do that I want to talk about. But you say that, it was music before it was hip hop. So like, what's that about?
Yeah. So, and I could also go back into the, the more MC part, how that came to be. Mm-hmm. If that's more what you want to get at too. So so the music, soon as like Michael Jackson ruined my life. That's the tagline. Michael Jackson ruined my life.
Word. So, put that on a t-shirt, yo.
That was it. And I was like, fucking, I don't know, like I tell people this and they think it's crazy. It's a lot of things in my life, man, that people don't know. And I'm gonna start, reel me in, because I'm gonna start jumping.
Word.
Things in my life, I feel like when you connect with a great artist, I feel like it's more than just music. It's a story. And I got a fucking story.
Word.
So it's that plays a part in what you hearing and what you like. It's a story behind it. Yeah. So it's like the music shit, the first really thought like feeling of living in life was music to me.
Yeah.
Like the first thought that I have in memory is hearing music, because my dad, he put a speaker under my bed. Ever since the first day I came home when I was born, I had a speaker under my bed and he would just play old school, just R&B music.
Oh, word.
You know what I mean? Like Stevie Wonder, Marvin Gaye, Michael Jackson, just everything, fucking everything from Motown and just everything. Yeah. So I was already infected before I even knew what was going on. And then, when I saw Michael Jackson, I was just like, oh, that's the best motherfucker in the world. He got that. And then it was like around the same time, like hip hop was happening. Like cause I was born in 82. So it's like, I saw Mike, and then it was like quick, cause I was like a kid, but then hip hop like infested my house, and just where I got raised. Mm-hmm. So then it was like, all right, my brain, you don't know what my brain did? It said, and it's just the way I'm built. It was like, I never wanted to do shit that I can't be the greatest at. I said, Michael Jackson got that. I was like, you got that, homie.
Right.
Done. I was like, I'm in love with what you do and everything, your talent and all that shit. I was like, damn. Yeah. All right, well, nah. And I was like, I could be Michael Jackson to rap though.
Word.
And that's how I started.
That's
how hip hop. Yeah, and it was yep. And it was nobody and it might make more sense me saying it this way, because I was a kid when I knew that. I fucking knew it. And I was like, if I'm gonna do that, when I was a kid, it wasn't anyone at that time that was just like, oh, you're the best of hip hop GOAT ever. It wasn't a thing there. In the early 80s, when it was kind of like just happening. So it was like people still killing, people that was dope, but it wasn't just like a Michael Jackson of hip hop. So I went for it.
That's what's up, bro. So that what informs your style then? Because I began to really get a sense of style of folk who are here in the city, in Portland, and what you bring to the stage is a bit different than what we see. So like, I'm an old head, you know what I mean? I really, really came up on East Coast hip hop and sort of that aesthetic, from the East Coast. Then it was Southern hip hop for me, but more like Atlanta than Houston, before I came out to the West Coast. And so when I heard you spit, I was like, okay, that's that old school East Coast kind of vibe to me. So what informs your style?
All the genres. I'm going into it already knew, like I told you, as a kid, I knew the path I was going to take. So it was like, all right, well, what kind of artist do I want to be? This was kid shit for me.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, yo, well, I love jazz. I love R&B. I love rock. I love hip hop. So it was all these things that was already there. Yeah. And I was like, you got the makeup that don't nobody else have right now. You got something going for you.
Yeah.
So I realized that as a young age, and I was just like, all right, well, that was already instilled in me. So I was like, if you build on that, and now comes the hard work of lyricality and getting better. But I'm like, at the nucleus, if I go, well, shit, nobody else got this shit, and it start here, and I'm like, if I can incorporate all those vibes and feelings and emotions through other genres into hip hop, that's gonna be unstoppable. So, what was your main question? Did I answer your main question?
No, just that, like, because we all
the style.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know how much you've heard thus far in my music, but you could put on, I got songs you could play for 70-year-old women, 70-year-old men at a barbecue, people about to go do a stick up, or people get married. Like I have a big array of musicality in my catalog.
Yeah. So
it's like, that was my whole purpose of like, all right, since I knew I had that in me, incorporate that as much as I could at a real high level.
Yeah.
There's a lot of MCs that do it, but some can't do other things as well.
Yeah.
And so my goal was to do it, to try my best to do it all at 100%.
That's what's up, B. So you're like, I knew of some of the music that you made, and then I hit you up about like sliding me some joints to play on the radio. And then I was a little bit slow to then go and check out the website. So when you talk about like how much of your music I've heard, not a lot, because I went to the website and I was like, okay, I'm gonna need a weekend to just sit down, because this dude got like a catalog. This is not like, oh, let me go listen to these 3 songs that he has up on the website. So it's cool to know that you have that much music out there. The process of letting the world know, especially in this, in this day and age, hopefully people will do their job. People in my position will do that. Hopefully I will do my job better. You know what I mean? In letting people know that it's out there. But how was that for you as the creative? The challenge of letting people know, like, okay, you heard this one joint, but what about the rest of this catalog of music that you haven't tapped into yet? Like, how does that impact your creative process? How does that impact just how you move, trying to share your art with the world?
From the beginning, I always I looked at it like art. So it was like, well, I looked at myself like, all right, like, here's your chance to be whatever artist you want to be. Here's your startup. So it's like, if you could start however you want to start. And again, as a young kid, I had the journalism bug in me too, just stories. Just so I was like, this is your story.
Yeah.
So how do you want to start it? And I was like, well, I want to start it like, just from, if you listen to, I was like, you just gonna have to catch up. It's all art. So I was like, at the inception, cool, this is how I want to do this album, this. And whenever you get in it, then you're gonna have to do your homework and go back to the start. So I tried not to concern myself with, just when people would catch on, or like, I don't know, like, what the plan was. Mm-hmm. It was like get better, just keep getting better, like, and put out shit. Well, I was like, no, don't put out shit until you feel like you could compete. So that was my thing. I was like, I'm not making shit until I feel like I could beat a Spice One record, or I could beat a Biggie record, or whatever. So It was like, that's a whole nother just crazy just mindset I was on. Yeah, but it was like, if that's what you set out to do, you got to have those targets. You got to have something you're shooting at. So
I love that, B, because I feel like there's a lot of pressure for artists to compete with other artists, not even other artists, compete with the scene, compete with the industry. And it used to be that you'd make art because you loved the art. Like, that's what it was about. And then obviously the opportunity to create income and to create opportunities beyond that changed how people moved. And I think sometimes people don't make art just to be making art. I shouldn't say just to be, but sometimes people don't make art for the artistic part of it. And it sounds like that is a part of the way that you move, that, like, I'm making this music because it's speaking to where I am at this moment, on this journey of my life, which I think is admirable. Is that a way that you think about it, or do you even give it that much thought? It's just what comes up comes out.
No, I do think about that. Everything I do is meticulous. So it's like, where you enter. All right, so I'll give you an example of what I just explained. You just entered me. Now, I was like, I've been in Portland 8 years, but I just decided to start actively, like, oh, yep, Rambo Rich is here. Yeah. Like, you know me, right?
Yeah.
Like 2-3 years ago, like about 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So I was here, but I wasn't doing that part of my ascension. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. When I got here, I was Portland was my incubator for my album. So when I moved to Portland, I was in album mode. So when I'm in how I create, when I'm in album mode, I don't do shows. Like, I'm just totally like locked in. I want to create. It's a process, and I don't do shows. So it's like, I was working on like the beginning of an album for like a couple of years. And so I just wasn't doing that, but I was just peeping the scene. So I was just like, but then I was like, oh, okay, now it's showtime. Now I'm about to.
Oh man, Rambo froze on me. You froze on me, homie. Hold on, we're gonna get him back. That's the technical situation. That's the technical situation of podcasting. Well, let's do this, man. While we get Rambo back, man, I want to just take a minute and just remind everybody that August 20th through August the 26th is PDX Hip Hop Week. And we got a bunch of dope events that are going down. We're kicking things off on the 20th with Mic Check PDX. It's going to be the album release event for Boom Bap Project. So you definitely want to tap into that. Tickets are available right now. If you go to miccheckpdx.com, you can get your tickets. We got Boom Bap Project doing the set, which is cool because they haven't released music in like 15 years, man. We got JB coming through from Oklahoma. So excited to have him live in Portland to bless the stage. We got Cool Nuts who's going to be live on stage. You know, we got to have Cool Nuts in to represent the PDX, man. We also got Hanif. It's so dope to have a chance to have Hanif come through, man. One of my favorite MCs, has been one of my favorite MCs from the Portland area for a minute. We got Kunu who's going to be on the bill. Excited for that. So this is the Portland album release event for Boom Bap Project's first album, like I said, almost 15 years, man. Return Flight. Tickets are available right now if you go to miccheckpdx.com. And that just kicks off Hip Hop Week. Then the next night at Kelly's Olympian, it's the Hip Hop Fighting Cancer event. It's a fundraiser for, this local nonprofit, man, raising funds to fight this disease that so many have been touched by. DJ OG1, of course, my DJ for Mic Check. He's also going to be, aside from being at Mic Check, he's also going to be at that event as we raise funds and raise awareness. Scooter Rogers is on the bill. I Am Jordan is on the bill. So that's going to be nothing but a good time. Once again, that goes down at Kelly's Olympian. Tickets are available for that event as well. And then, like I said, events that are going to be going on throughout the week. On the 26th, we're gonna close things down, close the week down with the Star Awards. That's going down at Lola's Room. The lineup hasn't quite been announced yet, but you definitely want to be on the look because the lineup for that is going to be announced pretty soon. Tickets are available for that event. There's some other stuff I can't announce just yet, but if you go to pdxhiphopweek.com, there's a calendar of events there, so you can tap in there. Tickets to all the events that have been announced are available. But yeah, man, tap in. PDX Hip Hop Week 2021, August the 20th through the 26th. It's gonna be nothing but a good time. So yeah, man. So tap in. All right, we got my guy Rambo Rich back in the building, man. You know what I mean? You know how it is, man. The great thing about technology is it allows us to connect. The wonderful thing about technology is that sometimes it can be a headache. But we got it back.
Yep, we right back at it. So, right, what I was saying was, so you got introduced to me in the space where I decided to just do singles. So it was just like, well, because prior to you meeting me, I had 3 solo albums out already and a mixtape. So I was like, well, right now, what I wanted in the trajectory of how I started my career, I was like, and now I want to do some Lucy, some singles.
Right.
And it also, I'm sure it's other stuff you're going to get into, but when I decided to do the singles, I also started opening up different other avenues of talents that I mess with. It allowed me to just branch out and do a lot of other bigger things. So just spread my wings in a lot of different ways. So and it's, again, it's going back to, I got a whole plan of rollout of just how I want the career to go. Titles of 4 albums from now done and just things like that. Just, like it was just kind of like a mindset of, I saw artists before me either fade away or like even, perish. Like we lost a lot of MCs too.
Yeah.
And it's like, as a fan, I always looked at the game like, man, did Pun have rhyme books laying around? Did Sean Price have rhyme books laying around? Or just whatever ideas they had at the time they died. And so it was just like, what was undone? Right. So it was just, always just was like, all right, while I'm here doing this stuff and these ideas come to me, write them down, put them somewhere and just So yeah, I just allow myself to be open a lot, man, and just allow a lot of shit to come in.
Yeah, I mean, and that's one of the things I so appreciate about what we see from artists that we have lost in hip hop. Tupac, just think about how much music was released after he passed away. Just let you know how much time he spent capturing those thoughts, capturing those ideas. And then of course with Prince, you know, another artist who we heard about this vault that just had all of this music that we're seeing still being released. And I think it's dope. I think it's obviously it's sad that we've lost these people, but I think it's dope that they've left so much for us to tap into, to once again see where they were in those times. Now you said something, B, is a perfect segue, because so I'm getting it, you know, we're building, like just one-on-one building. I'm using platforms to try to promote the music situation. And then I start seeing this stuff pop up of you like acting.
Yeah.
I was like, where is that coming from? It's the next layer situation, V. So what's up with the acting situation?
So again, since I was a kid, I got the bug of a lot of things when I was little. Mm-hmm. Just entertainment. My dad was really into entertainment, just like watching it. He was a videographer. He just had a lot of, you know, stuff around. He would just watch concerts and stuff like that. So naturally, I'm just like, what is this? Who are these people? Yeah. And then it just rolled over in the film. Mm-hmm. So it was like, you know, he was just playing movies too, you know. And so it was just like from a young age, I'm seeing movies, and my dad, he would let me watch whatever. So I was watching just any fucking thing, from just regular movies, action, blow up, crazy shit, to Michael Myers, stab, all this just craziness, right? Yeah. So it just was like, oh, this is interesting. And I was like, wow, this is acting. Okay. And so it was just there. And I was just like, oh, I love this art form. And, if I could, I would like to do that one day. Yeah. And it just stayed there. And then I got, you know, as I'm going through life, I'm learning little things about acting since I knew I was already interested in it. So as I just moved through life, I was like, oh, little tidbits here, this, there. I'm a movie fanatic. So anytime I got a chance, I'm at the movies, like at the theater. I'm the type of guy, like I'm not bootlegging shit. Like I'm going because I want to see it on the screen. Right. Like it's everything. It's a whole vibe. Yeah. So it was like, all right. And then, you know, you see little scenes that you like and you try to imitate them. And, you know, once you got that bug, you see if you're good. But, you know, it didn't really happen until like, so you get the idea of I was interested in it. I loved it. And I was still smart enough to say to myself, hey, that's some extra shit. If you're good at it, you're good at it. If you're not, don't force it. You know, I wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna be an actor now. But like, no, I wasn't thinking of like that at all. Yeah. And what happened was, what got me just to jump right in and go, oh, okay, yeah, let's do it. Mm-hmm. I was already emceeing and I was already rapping, doing shows and shit in Chicago. And these people saw me, these producers saw me at a show, at a rap show. So they just saw me doing my MC shit. Mm-hmm. So I get off the stage and they like, hey, come here for a second. So I go over there and they's like, yo, you killed that, like great performance, all this. They say, hey, you ever thought about acting? And I was like, yeah.
As a matter of fact.
Like, yeah. So they was like, well, look, we about to do our first production here in the city, and it's gonna be at McCormick Place. If you don't, McCormick Place is a real prestigious spot in Chicago. Okay. So where they do like big plays, ballets, stuff like that. Okay. So they's like, hey, you know, if come by our spot, read for the part. If you like it, if we like you, then you could be the part. You could get the part to play. So I'm like, I'm down. Yeah. So went over their crib. It was a thug role. Read the shit first time, and they was like, "You got the part if you want it."
Wow.
Yeah, and still, I was excited, because I'm like, bet this is my first time to really see, what I got, if I can really act, and this is an opportunity. And so I was super excited, but then getting into it, and like, once I got there and like met the other actors and actresses, I'm like, oh, I come to find out like I'm the super newbie. Like, these people got agents and like have done acting before and this, that. And so they was looking at me. Well, they saw me do like two run-throughs.
Yeah.
And they was like, oh, so like who you act with, or how long you been acting? I was like, I never did it before. That made me go ahead. That made me go, all right, well, I must have something. If these people saw something and they've been doing it and they go to classes and they saw something, then that gave me the validation to be like, all right, well, wherever you are, you have something, keep working at it.
No doubt. That's crazy. So then the next level. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah. So, I mean, what you saw. Now, I don't know which one you stumbled upon that I posted, but I'll say this since we're talking about it.
Yeah.
Something just happened. No, I showed it to you, but I don't know if this was the first time you saw I was acting. But I know I posted this thing where I was going to be a statue in Atlanta.
Yes, that's what I was heading to next. Yeah.
So it actually just got there last week.
Wow.
Like, so it's physically in Atlanta I think it's some start with an M, but Moore Park or something, but it's a whole civil rights like strip that they put in the middle of the park, right? In Atlanta. Yeah. And Hosea Williams, which is Martin Luther King's right-hand man, that's who I portrayed in the statue. So it's his head, but it's my body. It's the whole body. And it's crazy. So yeah, just that picture I sent you, and they made the whole bronze. They took it from a 3D. They did a whole 3D image on me at the place, and then they got it built, got it shipped to Atlanta, everything. But that was all from acting gig.
That's crazy. And the piece is dope, man, because the piece is sit like it's a park bench and you're holding a bullhorn, and it's like it's a huge piece. Yeah,
you can actually sit next to it, and that's crazy. And it was supposed to even be done months ago, last year, but because of the pandemic, they had to push it back.
Right.
So it was like a year and like a half wait from when I did it. It was
that's crazy, bro. So now you got to go down there and, like, you know what I mean, sign autographs, have people come through.
Yo, that's so nuts, man. It's crazy, man. I even got to talk to some of his family members on the phone. Wow. Like, so that's crazy. So for people that don't know, like, me saying like Hosea Williams was his right hand man. He like made his schedule, took his kids places, did things like that. So it's just like he was really next to him, doing a lot of things. So
integral part of the movement.
Yeah. So, and it's like that's the even deeper thing with me too. Like, I'm totally into the civil rights just fight, and just just to fight for equality, period. So it just hit home with me too, for me to be able to do it.
Yeah. That's what's up, B. It's funny, man, because like as I think about just these things that we've talked about, it's you're truly an artist. You know what I mean? You're touching on all of these expressions of thought and concept in many different mediums, and I think that that's dope. But I love what you talk about in terms of really putting in the work and not letting the work get out until you feel like it's ready to get out. And I wonder, as you continue on your career, as life moves on, does that become more difficult to like sit on stuff? Does it become more difficult to like to continue to focus on that excellence?
Sometimes, but when I go, all right, what was the start of this? And it was to be an artist. So it was just like, that's what's going to get it at the end of the day. I look at, Van Gogh, like I'm willing And why I say Van Gogh, I'm willing to. I have the belief and the complete belief in my idea from the beginning to do it this way. And it's like whoever sees it's not even whoever sees it, because I look at it like I try to, and I just push this on people. I do. That if no one else is watching, the universe is. So you don't have to like put it on a person or anything like that. It's like, and that goes just with the whole vibe of what you put out, you get back. So I don't worry about it. When I fall into those, low points, I go, nah, that's the way. Cause that's, if I get outside myself and I go, if I found me, would I like me?
Okay.
If I saw my moves, would I like my moves?
Okay. That's deep right there, bro.
Yeah. So
I dig that a lot. Like it makes me want to think about how, what I'm saying, how I move, you know what I mean? Cause you're right. Like it's good to be introspective. It's good to assess how we're doing things regardless of what we're doing. And asking that question is a great way to have that check and balance system, because, people who really love you, even people who really love you oftentimes just say, oh man, you're doing great with whatever it is. Sometimes people don't tell you the truth. And so you have to be open and honest with yourself. And that's powerful. I appreciate that for real, bro.
All right. That's what's up, man. And I'll put it in perspective using you too. As the more it don't even the more, it's I already know what it is now. When I was like, all right, let me see what this dude like. So I would listen to you. I'm tuning into your shit to be like, all right, what do you play? Like, what's his taste? So it's like, now, I don't know if you were looking for that ever in someone, or like, you like, yes, I do this for the motherfuckers that's like, yes, this is my shit. So it's like, when you keep doing what you do, and the right people will fucking find you. And that is just like, but it's a bunch of low points along that ride though. Yeah. And you don't feel like nobody sees shit or listens or hears shit. Like, so I know you went through that too. You had to. Oh
yeah, absolutely. And that's where it does take a certain amount of resilience, but it also, I find that it takes tapping back in and asking, like for me, asking myself, why did you start doing this? Right? Because that's where the love is. You do it long enough. Sometimes you're doing it because I have these commitments, or, I've created this routine. And so I'm doing the routine. And, sometimes when that love that you put out does not get reciprocated, it does become, it's selfless work that you do when you're an artist of any type. Right. So it's about tapping back in and reassessing and reevaluating why you started doing it in the first place, and just living in that, and that helps you keeps moving forward. I believe.
Yeah, and I do. It's, of course, with the art, I do want the money to come with it. So yeah,
So let's talk about that. So one of the things that I thought that you started doing, and I love the way that you did it, because I feel like, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I feel like it was it kind of started with the Meeting of the Minds, which was a gathering that we would do out at iHeart, at the situation at the lounge out there. OG1 sort of pulled together a bunch of people and encouraged the local scene to really take control of the local scene, to create their own narrative, and to talk about building into the scene itself, and to hopefully provide opportunities for conversations, and that has blossomed in many different ways. But one of the things that you started doing, you have to correct me, but I feel like it's been at least a year ago that you started encouraging artists to really value themselves, and really pushing the scene to value itself. the way that we value people who are not even from this area, value people who are on stages outside of this area, value people who, if you walk up to them, they may give you a pound and keep it pushing. And so you encouraged us to support one another in a very tangible way by, as OG says, voting with your dollar. Right?
Yeah.
So talk to me about where that thought came from for you, and then how you put that out there, and really what it is in terms of proving your, it's not proving your worth. It's really educating people what your worth is, educating people what your value is.
Yeah, there's so many directions with that. But it's so important. It's been important to me since, I want to say that because we touched on it. It's a big thing. And the more any interview I do, I'm like, say this man's name when it's already been mentioned. It's ever since the Prince, it's like that shit. And I'm sure it was going on before then, but just somebody to make a stand on basically like we getting fucked for our art and we're not getting what we deserve. And so, it starts there. And then it's just, I always respected that. And it was like, something's not right. And my antennas was up, from then. So it was just like, all right, cool. Now, let me just, then I'll fast forward. And being here, so it just built over years, thoughts, building on multiple things on like, all right, what could we do? Because I'm an action person. All right, let's sit down, let's delegate, let's talk it out first, but then let's move. I don't want to fucking talk anymore.
Louder than words.
That's just me. So it's like, all right, well then what can we do? What's the solution? And you just, with everything in life, when I do my research on people that made a change in life, with whatever it was like, I feel like at the core, they was just more annoyed and sick of the shit more than anybody else. So they had to figure out what the fuck to do. They were that annoyed. So with me, it was that. It was like, and that's why I love to even converse with people, to pick their brain on things, great thinkers, because I want to know, hey, like, did you think this way or about that? Because that's just my makeup, and I'm a big thinker, man. I'm a huge thinker. But then on top of it, I'm gonna put the hammer down and make it happen too. Yeah. So, man, it's like, I was like, okay, what can we do? I'm in this city. It's a lot of dope people here, and it's just like, I'm always a fan first anywhere I'm at. So it's like, damn, it's a lot. I was just like, it's a lot of dope motherfuckers here. And believe it or not, people will come up to me, sometimes will come up to me and be like, bro, like, for you to be the type of MC you are, for you to reach out like that and support people don't do that shit. Mm-hmm. And I knew that, being a fan, even trying to, again, this is, shit happens to you, and then you either gonna follow suit and be like other people that however you see it, you think is wrong. Mm-hmm. You either gonna follow suit or you gonna make a fucking change. And with what I'm saying that to say, major artists that I've met, that everyone knows, it's like, all right, well, whatever I see certain things in the conversation, or when I met that person, to go, oh, that wasn't admirable, or whatever the case may be. So I go, all right, well, when you in that position and you able to make somebody feel good or do something, then you do that. Yeah. And I just decided to go the opposite direction and go like, all right, I'm not gonna follow suit, no matter how many accolades I get. You know what I'm saying? Because cool, I was that person trying to reach out to somebody and they shitted on me. So I was just like, I'm not gonna keep that cycle going. Right. And I'm gonna show love whenever I can show love.
Right. Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it was just, that, man. You know, so it was like, bet all these motherfuckers is here. I'm like, damn, DJs, breakers, MCs. I'm like, yo, this is crazy. So it felt like I was just surrounded by this energy, and it was like, because I knew myself, it was like, okay. Mm-hmm. You know, it kind of just felt like natural, like, do what you do. Like, show people that they better than they even think they are.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, don't, like, you should put yourself on a pedestal. Not everybody.
Right.
But if you, but it's talented people to where it's like, man, I felt like, yo, like, you just as good as such and such that everybody, that the world knows. So, so I said, okay, all right, let me, and long, right? That was just super long. But I was like, all right, what could be done immediately? Yeah. Everybody talks about things that like take a long time. I'm always, all right, what can we do right now?
Yeah.
I was like, right now, all right, boom, my mind and it comes in waves with me. I'm a conduit.
Yeah.
Straight up.
Yeah.
And it came in waves. It was like, yo, we could pay people, right? I mean, people talk about it, but again, nobody decides, okay, now this is the day. We're doing it right now. Look, it's happening. Look, move, you know? Mm-hmm. And I was just like, yo, the dopest people that I was just like, I'm going to go, just people that I know in the city, everybody. I just went to all they pay, everybody. I was like, all right, where's your music? Is it dope? Is it not? And I was just like, if it's dope, everybody should get $5 per single. And I was just like, because now going back to me mentioning Prince and all of that, the streaming services is like trash. So it's just like me doing the $5 is this. It's more than just a random number.
Right.
Like it's what we owe plus some. Like it's like at the streaming is a whole nother conversation. Yeah. But it's trash. But anybody that's in Apple Music or whoever has their music on any platform, any artist, it could be Drake, Wayne, whoever it is, you're not getting anything over $2 a single. $2, $3 a single. Yeah. So I said, hey, Portland could make a stance and say, man, we got dope music. We giving our artists $5 for their single. And I'm just like, we could stand alone in a market and do that for our artists.
Yeah.
And that makes it our power to do that. Nobody else has any say so.
Right.
And so it was getting artists paid in the pandemic. That's when I didn't even hit me.
Yeah.
It's so early in the pandemic. So it was like, boom, artists trying to make money. It's like, I was like getting it to be like, yo, stand on your music. If you think an artist is not making a song that's worth $5, don't give them shit.
Right.
You know, so it was just like, and making that artist go, when they go in the studio, well, shit, I want that $5.
Yeah.
You know, it's making them step up and making you actually want to produce something that's going to be worth value.
Yeah.
And then it opened up. That actually spawned, I don't know if you know, but it spawned into actually a grant being written for funds for that idea.
I did not know that.
So
okay,
it went further up.
Okay,
and caught the attention to get grant writing done from it. So
that's what's up, bro. You know, and it's funny because the reality of it is, I can look back on it and remember when digital music came online and the convenience of no matter where I am, I can go and tap into my favorite artist's music. Oh, someone released a single. I can't get to the record store. That's cool. I can just and that was celebrated, right? We easily had access to everything that we want. I could find back catalog stuff. It was such a great thing. But you get into that so much and you realize, or you don't realize, the impact that it's having on the artist, right? But then it's just, well, but this is what we do, right? Streaming is just a thing that we do. If I'm an artist and I'm putting my music out and I want to get it out, it's so great I can get my music heard in another country within 24 hours. So that's what we do. Well, if this is what I have to you know, if this is the price I got to pay, I'm not going to make any money off the music, but I want to get my music out. So there's that piece of it. I listened to an interview with, I've read a little bit and I've listened to an interview with Yasin Bey, formerly known as Mos Def. And bruh,
he sound like me. Bruh. He sound like me.
Exactly. And so I'm gonna plug another podcast, People's Party with Talib Kweli. He had Yasin Bey on, and they were talking about the Black Star album and talking about like the last project that Mos Def released and how his thought is, I am the artist. I am making the art. You need to hear my art. I'm not gonna make it easy for you. No, you need to, I'm doing an art installation. And if you want to hear the record, you got to come to the art installation. It's such a different mindset. And so when I see what you did, where you stepped out and you said, we want to value these artists. And so this is what we're going to do. This is what I, Rambo Rich, am going to do. I am paying $5 for this single. You're helping us all recognize that just because this is what the masses do, it doesn't mean that this is what we have to do if we believe in and love the art. So I just want to say big ups to you, B, you know what I'm saying? Because you're an artist. You're trying to make music too. You're trying to get your art heard too. You're trying to get paid for your art as well. So for you to make that move, to make that choice is big, B. So big ups, man, for real.
Thank you.
100%, bro. 100%.
I appreciate that. I even it goes into, I made a Portland Elite playlist of the people that I thought here could, you know, I just made a whole list of things I curated of artists that I heard. I picked the best stuff to my ear, you know, and it's just like, if you listen to that, you could be like, all right, this, all the stuff Rambo Rich, like in Portland right now. So it's like, I made it for that. And right now it's in the process of what I'm doing. I've been trying to reach out, and I'm asking you now, you didn't know this, but I'm reaching out to people and going, send me another playlist from another city. And I want to hear it. And verses for Portland, you know how they doing the verses. So that's what I see. For us, again, I don't think people should separate local artists from major artists. If we just talking about the art, what's the separation about?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, if Lil Baby drop a single, what your single sounding like from the city.
Right.
And if, you know what I mean? It's like, it's art. If we doing art and we talking about music, and it's from me. I'm from the nucleus of hip hop and how it started and originality and all of that. Yeah. So it's like, hey, if you in this game, you got to prove that you belong here.
Yes. And that's the thing, B. So this comes from someone who, you know, I'm a curator of the local scene, right? Everything that I've done with DJ Klyph Productions has always been about, let me provide a platform that wasn't necessarily provided for me. Like you talked about, when you're coming up, you're trying to get on, you're trying to figure out how can I get, you're trying to break through that. And so when I got these platforms, I didn't want people to have to suffer that way. I've been doing this long enough now, though, Rambo, that I can say everybody don't get the platform now, right? When we talk about putting in work, when we talk about excellence, when we talk about truly uplifting and holding on to this art form so that it maintains integrity. We should support the local scene just like we do the national and international artists, but local artists got to put in work. Local artists take a year to make a record. Local artists work on your stage show. Local artists do interviews. Learn what I need to do to get my music in the hands of people that can help me get it out further. But again, what you're doing, I think, is so powerful because you are empowering and educating people is a part of the process. And coming from an artist, I think sometimes it's even better received. My guy Rambo Rich freezing up on me again.
That's a double-edged sword.
Is it? Oh, there you go. There you go.
It's a double edged sword.
Because of the competition. Like you're where I want to be. You have something that I want.
Like if like somebody looking at me or me looking at somebody else.
No, somebody looking at you like, yeah.
Yeah, but then it kind of, I don't know. It's kind of like, it's weird. Like, cause I'm doing so many things. It's sometimes it gets, the relationships with things get kind of, I don't know, the vibes get weird. Cause it's like a breach. Like, it's like, how you doing this and that? Or like, it's kind of like people, I don't know, people don't want to accept it. People don't want to accept it, but you're gonna have to eat it. I don't know. But man.
That's what's up.
It's hard to, all you gotta do is I'm just like keep doing what I do.
Word up. Mm-hmm. So speaking of that, B, now we've we're coming out on the other side of this situation where we had to learn different ways to navigate when it comes to getting art out there. And one of the things, there's just nothing like live events. There's nothing like touching a stage live. There's nothing like networking live, just vibing together. What's on deck for you in terms of people being able to connect with you in a live way, in a real in-person way?
In-person way. I've been this August, Hip Hop Week, 24th August Hip Hop Week. That's the next time you can see me.
That's what's up.
If you wanna see Rambo Rich perform, that's where you can see me.
Word up.
That's where I'll be.
Okay.
Like you haven't seen me before.
Okay. I'm intrigued. That's
all I'm saying.
Okay. And then in just in terms of tapping in and once again, because I love the fact that you are creating art, I think I believe you create content of value with what you do, whether it be creating art or whether it be just building into people. If people want to tap in with you, how can they do that?
They can tap in with me on IG at It's Rambo Rich. And also through the It's Rambo Rich on IG, you could get in connection with every other thing I got going on. So there's YouTube, there's Patreon, all those types of things. So a lot of visual content on the Patreon. It's some interviews, live streams. It's craziness going on the Patreon. Trust me.
Okay, that's what's up, B. That's what's up. Well, look, bro, like I said, man, this has been a long time coming because it's cool for me. Go ahead.
Also, RamboRich.com. So no funny spelling shit. You want to hear some straight music, RamboRich.com.
Word up. Now I was just gonna say, man, I know I've known some of your story, but it's so good to. For me, I enjoy knowing the background. I enjoy knowing the foundation. What built into the person that I get to know, that I get to build with now. Where did that come from? And I know that there's more to it. You know what I'm saying? I know that there's nuance, but I also know that the work don't stop.
We need like 3 hours.
That's what I'm saying. So I'm setting it up right now, B. There's gonna be a part 2. Yeah, I mean, I'm putting it out there right now.
Yes. Yeah.
But I also even more so, man, we're recording this in July of 2021. And when I think about, related to this hip hop thing, when I think about the number of individuals who we have lost just in the last, 8 months, people who have been so integral in carrying this art form forward. I've always felt this way, but I feel this way even more strongly now. I think it's valuable and important to give people their flowers while they're here to enjoy them. So I also want to take this opportunity to do that and let you know how much you are appreciated. For the art that you create, you are appreciated. For the connections that you create, for the support that you show, and just for being real, man. Just for being a real down dude, man. So know that you are appreciated.
Yo, man, it means a lot. It means a lot for me too.
For sure.
You see a lot of people do things, and you've been around a lot of people, and it definitely means a lot coming from you.
That's what's up, man. That's how we supposed to do it, B. That's how we supposed to do it.
Word.
Rambo Rich, man.
Also want to say too, I don't know if you've seen it, more on the love. I'm like, I've been the people that I put on the Portland Elite playlist, I've been just doing like reaction videos. So like how people do reaction videos for other people, major artists. So I'm that, and it's not a forced thing. It's like that music touches me that much that's what I want to do, you know? So it's like people don't have to be ashamed to do that and show that much love for people. So I just wanted to say that.
No, that's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Again, I love the fact that you use this platform to support and promote other people when you are an artist as well, man. I think we can't say that enough. I think that you have the heart for doing that, and I want to celebrate that and encourage other people to celebrate that as well. So yeah, my guy.
Thanks, man. Appreciate you.
My guy, Rambo Rich. Check him out. Rambo Rich. It's RamboRich.com.
Yes, sir.
Check him out. It's RamboRich.com. It's Rambo Rich on Instagram. Man, support this dude the way he supports everybody else. I appreciate you, Doc. For real, for real.
Appreciate you more.
No doubt, no doubt. All right, y'all. So that's it. That's another episode of the Klyph Notes podcast. Another one that's been a long time coming. Remember, you can subscribe to the podcast everywhere you listen to audio, man. Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Pandora, Audible, Google Podcasts, and of course you can check it out at klyphnotes.com. If you have questions or comments, you can hit me up on the Gmail, klyphnotes@gmail.com. You can check me out everywhere at DJ Klyph, DJ Klyph. Remember that August 20th through the 26th, which is going to include the 24th, 2021 PDX Hip Hop Week is going down. There's events that's going on all throughout the week. If you go to pdxhiphopweek.com, you get the rundown. Remember, you can check me out every Saturday night on X-Ray FM. Welcome to the Neighborhood, 8 to 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. You can also check me out on The Numbers FM Portland. That's The Numbers with a Z. Every weekday, 3 p.m. I just throw you an hour's worth of joints. You know what I mean? That's how we do. And yeah, man, just tap in for more great content. Love Jones is going down every Thursday now at the Whiskey Bar. You can come through, just chill vibes, man. DJ OG1, I'm gonna come through every once in a while and just play some old school R&B soul joints. You know what I mean? And yeah, man, just tap in and let's just continue to build and connect and be good to one another. So we have an opportunity. Oh, I got to give shout outs, man. Of course, big ups to my supporters, Akepele Apparel, for their continued support of the Klyph Notes podcast. They just released new joints, man. They had to pop up. They got a bunch of new merch out. Check out the website, akepele.com. That's AKEPELE.com. And then, of course, last but never ever least, big ups to the homie, Theory Hazit, for creating the official theme song of the Klyph Notes podcast. All right, y'all. Until we have an opportunity to do this again, y'all be blessed. Peace.
Them Klyph hats is fire.